title of this week's CQM forecast alert is Effects of March Employment on CQM and PCA Forecast. These are the main economic indicators updated in this week's CQM and PCA forecast. On the expenditure side, PCE was revised upward due to the increased employment in service industry. But the upward revision was offset by the downward revision in residential investment and intellectual property investment. On the income side, wages and salaries were adjusted upward due to the increased employment in each industry, contributing to an increase in GDP on the income side. Employment and interest rate spread contributed to the upward revision of economic growth rate in PCA forecast. Employment in the service industry increased 597K in March. As a result, real PCE was revised upward from 3.90% to 4.23% through service PCE. Wages and salaries for all industries have been revised upward due to the increase in employment in March. Aggregated wages and salaries were adjusted upward by 1% from 5.1% to 6.1% in 2021 Q1. As a result, economic growth rate on the expenditure side was adjusted downward by 0.04%, but that on the income side was modified upward by 0.47%. The average economic growth rate on both the expenditure and income side is 3.83%, which is considered to be close to the true economic growth rate. The PCA forecast has revised its economic growth rate upward by 0.84% to 6.30%, which is higher than CQM forecast. This is because PCA reflected large increases in March employment and widening interest rate spread. The financial markets are more optimistic for the current economic outlook than the real economy. PCA uses 7 principal components to estimate and forecast real GDP growth rates. The estimation result is statistically very good. Conclusion from this week's CQM forecast alert. First, the largest impact of March employment was PCA forecast, and the least impact was CQM forecast on the expenditure side. Secondly, the GDO as a better economic growth rate in 2021 Q1 seems to be about 4%. The financial market is more optimistic than the real economy. Third, the differences among CQM and PCA forecast will be narrowed by updating several important variables, such as February export and import and March retail sales, and so on. This slide contains information about this week's detailed CQM forecast, the original developer of CQM, and CQM theory papers.